Before the first cockcrow ever split the silence of dawn, before rivers learned how to carve paths through the land, before the red earth of West Africa felt the warmth of the sun, there was only one presence. Olodumare. From an endless, rolling void of darkness and water, he shone like a single, blinding star. Around him there was no sky, no ground, no wind, no life, only a vast, restless ocean stretching in every direction, swallowing all sound. The world, as we know it, did not yet exist. Nigeria was still only an idea, an unspoken thought in the mind of the divine. Olodumare looked upon the emptiness and understood that creation was necessary. But though he possessed unlimited power, he chose not to act alone. Instead, he decided that the earth would be shaped through responsibility, trust, and delegation. So he chose one being. Not the loudest, not the strongest, not the most ambitious. He chose the one known for patience, purity, and calm authority. He chose Obatala. From the brilliance of heaven emerged an elder with an ageless face, wrapped in flowing white cloth that shimmered like morning light on water. His movements were slow and deliberate. His eyes carried the weight of wisdom and true stillness, not force. His name meant King of the White Cloth. And that whiteness was not decoration, it symbolized purity, clarity, justice, peace, and restraint. All the other Orie with grave watched as Olodumare summoned him forward. Obatala, the Supreme One said, his voice like thunder softened by rain, "You are my eldest. The patient one. The pure one. I entrust you with a sacred task. Go down. Create the earth." 5 sacred items were placed before him. First, a golden chain, strong enough to stretch from the heavens to the unknown depths below. Second, a snail shell, humble and unremarkable, filled with dry sand. Third, a white hen, feathers bright as moonlight, restless and alert. Fourth, a palm nut, small yet holding forest within it. And finally, a black cat, silent and watchful, to accompany him into the unknown. Obatala bowed deeply. He wrapped his white cloth tighter around his body, grasped the golden chain, and began his descent. He traveled downward through clouds and mist, past wandering winds and unborn storms, until he reached the edge of the endless waters. Suspended between heaven and chaos, he poured the sand from the snail shell. Then he released the hen. The bird landed and began to scratch. Each movement scattered sand farther and farther. Where sand touched water, the surface thickened and rose. What was once ocean became land. A small island grew into hills, then plains, then valleys. Waters retreated, unwilling but obedient. The earth was forming. Obatala planted the palm nut into the new soil. It shot upward with speed and certainty, splitting into branches heavy with promise, oil, wine, shelter, sustenance for generations yet unborn. When his work was complete, he stepped onto the first solid ground. That place became Ilé-Ifẹ, the navel of the earth, the birthplace of the world, the sacred heart of Yoruba land in what is now southwestern Nigeria. But as Obatala stood on the newborn earth, a realization settled over him. Something was missing. The wind moved, but stirred no one. Trees grew, but no one rested beneath them. The land existed, but it did not yet belong to anyone. Olodumare had given him one final charge, the most delicate of all. Create humanity. By a river that wound like silver through the land, Obatala knelt and scooped soft clay from the earth. With the focus of a master sculptor and the care of a father, he began to shape bodies. Arms to work the fields, legs to travel the land, torsos to carry beating hearts, faces to look upon the sky. Each form lay still, perfect but lifeless, waiting for Olodumare's breath. The work was long. The sun burned. His hands grew tired. Beside him stood a god of palm wine, drawn from trees his own hands had planted. One sip, he thought, only to ease the burden. He drank. Warmth spread through his body. His muscles loosened. The ache softened. He drank again. Then again. Precision blurred. Hands that once sculpted perfection now trembled. Arms bent awkwardly. Legs shortened. Spines curved. Some figures emerged missing parts. Others bore features unlike any before. Some were shaped with skin pale as moonlight, ancestors of people with albinism. Unaware, Obatala continued. Exhausted and drunk, he collapsed into sleep among the clay figures, perfect and imperfect together. Morning came. The sun rose, one of the first to ever shine over Ilé-Ifẹ. Obatala awoke and saw everything. These were not just forms. Olodumare would breathe life into them. These bodies would walk the earth carrying his mistake. Shame crushed him. He fell to his knees, tears flowing, not for his reputation, but for the lives to come. 4 children mocked. 4 bodies judged. 4 souls burdened by his weakness. Without hesitation, he lifted the gourd and poured the remaining wine into the soil. Never again, he vowed. Never again will I cloud my judgment. Then he placed his hand over his heart. These ones, he whispered, are mine. I created them. I will protect them. Anyone who mocks them mocks me. In that moment, guilt became guardianship. This was Obatala's hidden power, not perfection, but responsibility. Centuries passed. The clay became people. Villages rose. Kingdoms formed. The Yoruba spread across West Africa, and later across oceans through slavery. Yet the story endured. Do not mock the one who walks differently, elders said. Do not insult the pale-skinned child. They are under Obatala's protection. Across the world, from Ilé-Ifẹ to Lagos, Brazil to Cuba, devotees dressed in white. His altars held clear water, white stones, white flowers. No alcohol. No stain. His symbols remain. The white dove, peace. The elephant, wisdom and memory. Cotton, gentle strength. The old staff, authority restrained by mercy. And his lesson still works among us. In Nigerian cities today, people with disabilities live, work, love, struggle, and thrive. Some are mocked. Some are feared. But one truth remains, they are protected. Obatala reminds us that perfection is not the goal, acceptance is. Creation is not finished. It continues in every choice we make. And when we protect the vulnerable, we step into the hidden power of the King of the White Cloth, turning mistakes into mercy, and the world into something closer to the divine plan.